How's it going, guys? Here's Becker again with some more Brawl here on the channel. And we are keeping this. We're playing Nicol Bolas, Dragon God. We're up against Defend deck. Renegade. Ooh, I didn't put the lounge in here. That's bad. Oh. We have to get a black source because we need more black sources. Broken Catacomb. Oh, I do have the lounge in here. It's just in hand. Okay. I'm gonna memory lapse whatever comes out. It's fine, actually. It doesn't have Death Touch, which is our main problem. Actually, just gonna grab a swamp and pass. I can't afford to let something really, really bad happen. Battle Color does give it Death Touch, which is kind of sucky, but. Hmm. Do we get rid of that? No. That, yes. I mean, Tasha should solve the problem. Tasha should solve the problem. Like, attacking now is very bad for our opponent. Toxic 6. Okay, well. Gotta get rid of that. Opponent draws a card. We're double blued, so we can't exactly Nicol Bolas in the moment, but. You can take one. GG. Tasha was just the best answer. And that saved our life. For those of you who are newer to the channel, you'll know that Nicol Bolas is one of my favorite decks. Not even in Brawl. Like, I used to play him in Standard on the channel all the time, back when he was in Standard. Before that, I had a Nicol Bolas the Ravager deck. And they were never very good. And in Brawl, that's different, because they actually are kind of good. Because Grixis is a very good control combination, and a lot of the degenerate black stuff and the degenerate blue stuff is in the format. Right? Like, you can have mana drains, counterspells, uh thought seizes, griefs. Like, no, not grief. He's no longer in the format, I don't think. He Headed pulls on 1, Blood Crypt on 2, Blooded Strand to get the Triome on 3. Elf is having a hard time. We're against Red Tube TV. Fetid pool. Okay, our opponent has conceded. I do not play high-powered commanders that often, apparently, because it's the bat. One of the things I've noticed with this deck and Yawgmoth too, to a lesser degree. To the other deck I'm working on is James get like somebody gets in a position where they're clearly ahead, and then the game just ends because if you're the one clearly ahead, you basically your opponent just concedes on you, and if you're the one that's clearly far ahead, no, if your opponent's the one that's clearly far ahead, you basically should concede at that point. Basically, that was a very poor pronunciation of that phenomenon, but the gist of it is that because there's so many game breaking cards, or like not game breaking, but like match breaking cards, the result is closer to rock paper scissors than like traditional 60 card Magic. Though like traditional 60 card Magic can also be rock paper scissors, right? Like, that is an aspect that it can embody. Okay, so double black, we have a red and a blue. We need another black source. Keeping your Bolas in mind is always a good thing. Actually, I'm going to start with that tap land just in case it shows me another land. I'll keep Nightmare Muse because he could be of value to me later. Bedded Pool tapped. We're going to say Narset Planeswalker. She's generally in the Spellslinger, like Stormy my decks, so I'm a little cautious, a little worried. Lux Gem. Let me get down this Burnished Heart. If Narset comes down and kills the Burnished Heart, I will be sad. I will not be surprised. He's a powerful boy. As long as there's nothing to proliferate, I don't care about proliferation. Nope. There's our red source, and we will pass the turn. We are just gonna ramp. Why have 5 men on turn 5 when you could have 7? It just makes sense, you know? I think I go black blue. Anticipate. I think this is a counterspell. It's either that or Raven form. So how do I best lure out the counterspell? Probably with a One Ring. Let it strand can go. Don't need it. One Ring. Because that is a counterspell. This should catch it 100% of the time. And jury's still out, unfortunately. They are, I think there are in white too. It could just be Doomscour. And I might be overanalyzing. Mothering Time. Okay. Ouch. Okay. Ashiok and Nightmare Muse. Get rid of the attacker. And a card in hand. We can deal with Smothering Tide later. So face up exile, we can censor something if we have to. Draw, then discard, deal damage. So this is a counterspell. It gets rid of our Bolas when he comes down, or as he comes down. 3 damage to my Nightmare Wielder. Bolas. Draw a card. Discard. Kill Narset with her own ability. Auto pay. That's 7. Is halfway there. Okay. Is 5/7 of the way there. Ugh, fractions. What do those do? Like, if you count the exile guards, you're nearly there. Is Bolas gonna die? That's my question to myself. I noticed that I tend to ask myself questions in these videos, and it seemed like I'm talking to somebody, but I'm just crazy. Resolve. Hit auto. Bolas again. Yeah. Her ability is just a little bit more. These are all good though. I paid for the commander tax. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the Smothering Tide instead of the Channeler, but it's hard to say. Like if our Bola survives a turn cycle, we can rebuke or Inexhaustible Tide into rebuke and actually start like working up towards that ultimate. But the problem is they can just play Narset and discard something every turn that he's on 2, and then he's just kind of not gonna stick around. Our trade windows are just not great. Narset already starts out cheaper than us, and then on top of that, she can just come down and answer us. Pretty bad. Although we have, like, card advantage is not a problem for us. We've been doing okay on card advantage. Resolve. Decline. Pay this. Play this. Could have done it the other way, but are we getting counterspelled upon it? No. Okay. We got our otter. If they take down Narset to kill Brawl, I'm not sad. I'm kind of sad. I was trying to put on a brave front, but I would be sad if Brawl died. Not that I'm a fan of otters. I am 100% not a fan of otters, but he is kind of necessary. Okay. Gamble. Yikes. It's Narset Superfriends versus Dragon God Superfriends. 9, 10, 6, 9, 11. 1 mana ahead. We don't count the decline. Return it all, opponent. Are we dead? Maybe. So we got Ral up to 10. And we got Teferi to where he cannot remove Ral. But our opponent can just gamble up the perfect amper. Gamble up the perfect answer. And make it sad that way. Didn't even need to. Didn't even need to. I think I Dread Horde. We Dread Horde. Can I do both? I can Tide into Dread Horde. But this is dumb. I think I'm gonna lose. Because our opponent has solved the equation, which is like half of a combo generally. That's generally what it's used for, right? Finding the perfect instant sorcery for a given circumstance. I don't think I put the Elder Spell in this deck, but if I did, this would be the perfect time for it. Okay. Decline. Command the Dreadhorde. That. Hmm. Activate. Counterspell, maybe. Continue to eat away at the hand. This does mean that our boy dies. I think they both die now. They're gonna keep an exhaustible tide, which is nice. And if they Here I am looking for upsides in this like 20-minute long game where neither of us. Our opponent has made a lot of progress in killing me. I have not made much progress in killing my opponent. And part of the reason for that. Why did I not lose a life? I could have lost a life there. That's what that was saying. Hmm. I don't think we can get there without our opponent's help. We need to play Rao. We need to have Rao resolve. Really fun. Two blue lands. So we start here. Mid-0. A2 life. Mill our opponent a little bit. Decline. 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 We gotta get Rao up to a point where he's not in danger. So Teferi can still just bounce him. That's a problem. But we're not gonna get like mass bounce spells again out of nowhere. Do they have a counterspell? Yeah, they do. Goes back to the Ben opponent. Hmm. Yeah, Rip does what Riff does. Do you have any creatures, opponent? I don't have any creatures. Actually, I do. I have doggy moth. So let's. Hmm. Blade Coil Serpent X4. Do we get the Counterspell? We do. Is there another one? Doesn't look like it. So discard 3. Auto. Kill Teferi so that he is no longer a problem to us. Unless that is Raven form. He has been a perpetual thorn on our side. We will see. Doomscar. Okay. Resolve. Decline. Brawl. Opponent. Hide. Offering. To grab the Teferi. So we kill Narset, grab Teferi. Fair enough. Really, opponent? You're down to 2 life. This has been a grindy game. Next we just kick. Kicks doesn't do it. What do you do? We could play you and then flip you. Clear mine. I'm not going to discard opponent. An instant or sorcery, okay. Nothing. It's time to shuffle in the graveyard. It is pretty big. Are they going to cast the last card? Or do I get a free Nicol Bolas hit? Oh, I just died. Why did we slow roll that, opponent? Why did we slow roll that? Either way, it was a very fun game. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.